Have you ever noticed that people are very good at justifying themselves? We can usually explain why our choices make sense, why our actions are reasonable, why we were right. But Proverbs 21 reminds us that while we may evaluate our own lives one way, God sees something deeper. Early in the chapter we read, "Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart." That's the central idea of Proverbs 21. God is not impressed by appearances. He looks at motives, intentions, and character. The chapter begins by reminding us that even the most powerful people are not outside of God's control. It says the king's heart is like a stream of water in the Lord's hand. He directs it wherever He pleases. In other words, God is sovereign. Even rulers and nations ultimately move within His purposes. But Proverbs 21 also brings things down to a very personal level. It tells us that righteousness and justice matter more to God than religious ritual. It warns about pride, laziness, and dishonest gain. And it reminds us that chasing wealth, pleasure, or self-interest never leads where we think it will. Instead, wisdom calls us to pursue something different: integrity, humility, a life shaped by obedience to God. Near the end of the chapter, we read this powerful reminder: there is no wisdom, no insight, no plan that can succeed against the Lord. Human plans may seem strong for a moment, but God's purposes always stand. Today is day 21 of the 31 Days of Wisdom Challenge. So grab your Bible, read Proverbs 21, and then click the link to walk through today's daily devotional. Proverbs 21 invites us to examine our hearts. Are we trusting our own understanding or submitting our plans to God? Because true wisdom begins when we recognize that God sees deeper than we do and that His ways are always better than our own.